Today we're going to be discussing a very interesting but somewhat controversial topic. We are going to be discussing whether designer fashion ever makes a good long-term investment. Now, unlike most of the naysayers you'll find online, in this video I'll be arguing that yes, under certain circumstances, vintage fashion in particular can make very good long-term investments. I'm a professional luxury vintage seller. I have over 1,000 sales of Gucci bags on Vestiaire Collective. I have a few ideas on this topic. Now, if you look online, on YouTube for example, I'm sure you're going to find a lot of people telling you that fashion makes a horrible investment. I mean, you walk into that Chanel store, buy yourself a brand new bag. By the time you've got it home, you've already lost half the value. That's the main argument. Things are even worse if you happen to have put that bag on a credit card. You're going to pay even more for that. And you know what? I agree with them. A new purchase can be a horrible investment. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a fact. There are people out there who are making money, good money, from buying and selling vintage designer. I myself make a pretty good wage in this field. The truth is, there's money to be made in old shoes, old clothes, and old bags. Listen, I'm not qualified to give you financial advice, okay? Talking from my experience as a vintage reseller, I can tell you certain bags are not only holding their value, but actually increasing a little bit over time. And I'm not just talking about the Hermes Birkin either. I would go as far as to argue that having a small collection of luxury designer collectibles can be a good thing for your portfolio overall. Now, if you've balanced your portfolio well, then a small segment of collectibles does make sense and can possibly increase in value over time. Now, if you choose to research collectibles online, you're going to find, no doubt, a ton of videos that talk about the investment potential of certain collectibles. And some examples of what are considered investment grade collectibles include Pokemon cards, baseball cards, retro video games, action figures, toys, Funko Pops, Lego. I'm sure there's some more that I've missed, guys. Let me know if you know of any more in the comments. Now, during my research, I found a report by a company called Grand View Research. They're an American market research company. I think it's worth quoting here. The global collectible market size was estimated at $306 billion in 2024 and is projected to reach $535 billion by 2033, growing at a compound average growth rate of 6.6%. during that period. 6.6%, now that's not too shabby as far as investments go, right? Especially when you consider that that 6.6% is compounded. That means the 6% you made this year, you're going to get a 6% on top of that next year. If you had just left your cash in the bank, you would get a small interest rate. How much would that be? Do you think it would be as much as 6.6%? I'm not sure. So, okay, we can say that collectibles in general are doing well. But what can we say about designer fashion? I mean, look at this. Can a bag like this ever be considered a good investment for the long term? By the way, this is up for sale on my Vestiaire store. Now, during the research for this video, I looked on YouTube to see what other people were saying about the topic. And guess what? I didn't really find anything. I mean, sure, there were plenty of people telling you that designer bags were horrible, horrible, horrible investments, but no one was talking about investing in bags in a positive way, which struck me as a little bit odd. I mean, I'm a man whose primary income comes from selling designer vintage, and the prices that people are prepared to pay does seem to be increasing year on year. So to say that bags aren't a good investment seems to me to be a misunderstanding. I mean, of course, your brand new Chanel that you bought on Monday is not going to be worth as much on Tuesday because you've used it, you've put some wear on it, and the value plummets. But what about that beautiful 1990s vintage Chanel that you bought secondhand? What's going to happen to the value of that one? I put some thought into this topic. I mean, I didn't want to come online and talk a load of nonsense to you guys because I do care about my reputation and I would like to give you some solid information. When people hear the words collectible and investment, I think their minds are picturing those Pokemon cards or those vintage action figures. Now, I would argue, controversially perhaps, that those items might be traditionally considered to be boys' toys. Now, looking online, I couldn't find too many people who had a problem with collecting toys and figures and cards as an investment. In fact, it seems to be considered a good thing to put a bit of your money in these collectibles. Nobody seems to have a problem acquiring collectibles in those fields for investment purposes. However, if you put the words luxury, designer, handbag, you put those words in a sentence with the words investment and assets, folks seem to have a wobbly.
That's crazy. That's just vanity. Don't waste your money.
But why the disparity? Why are Pokemon cards a good investment, but designer bags not? I would argue, in society's collective mind, that fashion collectibles are more closely associated with females. And from my view, it seems that there's a widespread, prevalent cultural bias against women-related collectibles as what can be considered a serious investment-grade asset. Or to put it more succinctly, it's okay for boys to collect toys, but not quite okay for girls to have their handbags. But if you ask me, that's a giant bucket of donkey doo-doo. Why should Jimmy get a pat on the back when he spends $20,000 on a pristine, mint-condition Batman figure in its original box? But when Jane goes out and buys her vintage Chanel bag,
oh, that's just vanity. That's not good. Why?
Here's another fact for you. Women are fast becoming the main players in the world economy. They're outperforming men in education and in the workplace. And their wages are growing. If you don't like it, maybe you can get a time machine and go back to 1973. That's just an idea that came into my head. I would love your thoughts on the matter. So maybe you can discuss it with me in the comments. Do you think I'm right in this, or am I just on the wrong track completely? Please let me know. Let's discuss. Do you think bags can be good investments? But my point here is that since women are gaining more economic power, what kind of collectibles are they going to put their money into? Do you think they're going to invest in Batman or baseball cards? I don't think so, but I would be willing to bet that some of their money will be invested in luxury vintage collectibles, such as handbags. And as more and more women who have more and more money, when they go out looking for alternative investments, I think that points to the luxury market going to be growing and growing in the next few years. I think it's a safe bet to say that the vintage market is only going to grow and grow, which is great for me as a seller in this field. And listen, it's not just me saying this. I found another report by a company called Arizton. The report's called Global Luxury Resale Market Research Report 2025 to 2030. And it says the global luxury resale market size is expected to reach $50 billion by 2030, which is up from $32 billion in 2024. Now I'm paraphrasing, but that's growing at a rate of 7.48% during the forecast period. The market for luxury resale is growing. That's not just my opinion, that's the studied research from brains that are more powerful than mine. But yeah, I get it. I sell vintage, so of course I want customers to buy vintage. But actually, I do believe there's good investment potential here, which is actually one of the reasons why I got into this business in the first place. Yes, brand new bags, like brand new cars, do lose half their value by the time you get them home. True. But only a fool would buy a brand new car thinking they're going to have an asset that's going to appreciate in the long term. Only a fool would believe that. No, the ones who invest in cars are the ones who buy classic cars. And it's the same with handbags or luxury vintage of all sorts. I mean, if you get yourself a design classic in your collection, that's something that's going to hold its value and can potentially appreciate over time. An investment, in other words. And possessing a beautiful piece of fashion is an investment in other ways too. They are practical, for instance. You can use your shoes to walk in style and comfort. You can put things in your bag. And getting your hands on a nice piece can really give you a confidence boost too. You've worked hard to put yourself where you are, and you've bought yourself a treasure. You feel great, you look great. And what happens when people go around smiling all the time? positive things happen to them. Positive things happen. I mean, is it far-fetched to imagine someone getting their dream job because they had a confidence boost from that beautiful LV bag that she got from a really bargain price? Is that crazy? I don't think so. Now, over the years, I've had so many nice messages from customers telling me how much they love their vintage Gucci bag that they got from me. So I don't think it's too much of a stretch of the imagination to think that these bags can boost your confidence and are investments in other ways apart from the monetary sense. Now, just as a Pokemon collector gets a burst of nostalgia when they spend $20,000 on a piece of colourful cardboard, when you touch a vintage bag, there's that certain ethereal magic that comes with it that's wrapped in emotion and soul that fills the senses. For me, touching a vintage Tom Ford era Jackie bag, for example, is like touching that era of fashion history. I feel connected. I feel part of something that's bigger than myself. And in a way, that's kind of a spiritual feeling. I don't know. Is that crazy? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. And I think these feelings are only going to compound in the future. I mean, people yearn for the more innocent time before the internet, before social media, when life was perceived to be simpler and better in some ways. So yeah, shoot me if you want, but I do believe that those vintage bags do have the power of nostalgia about them, that collectors in other fields pay good money for. I don't know if those 7% predictions will be right, but I can tell you for sure, your vintage Chanel is never going to be worthless. There will always be someone out there willing to give you money for it. So the real question is not, are designer bags good investments? But since bags do have investment potential, how do I choose the right one? Which will be a topic I'm going to cover in the next video. Okay guys, that's it for today. If you like topics such as investing in fashion, please consider subscribing, because this is a topic I will be coming back to again in the future. That's it for today guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.